Peace, peace. I'm doing this kind of early here. I was up all night cleaning, so I'm gonna get this out the way real quick. This is the group. This is the group that spawned, that gave this dark genre a name. You know what I'm saying? This and the Flatliners, the Horrorcore. You know what I mean? Genre. They brought this to the to life and shit on here. People may say King Gordy and Esham and all of them. King Gordy claimed that he's the king of hardcore and he has some dope music, but these guys right here brought it to light, along with the Flatliners. So they gave it a name, So I first checked them out. Of course, I checked them out off Satanic Verses, but I stumbled across their music when I was watching them. I was watching their early concerts, from 1993. I was watching their early concerts on YouTube from 1993. You know what I'm saying? And then I got into this EP right here. I stumbled upon this EP. I was like, man, I was hooked on this shit. It had songs like Necrophobia and 730 and, mad tracks, Suicide Hotline, you know what I'm saying? The track Necrophobia, which was on the soundtrack called the Fear soundtrack, you know what I'm saying? When I bought that, you know what I'm saying? He only had that one song on there, so I was looking for the EP and shit. But I stumbled across their previous work and their live performances, in certain venues and stuff, certain underground, spots or whatever back then. And their performance was well, whatever. Their shit was hard. They had some demos. They had a lot of demos and stuff like that. So, I guess, they put out certain, demos that were circling around and they was like held back or whatever and let the Flatliners do their thing because I think they were supposed to get signed to Def Jam or something like that. I read off their MySpace page during the MySpace era. These two rappers right here, Stormlord and Psycho Rhyme King. You know what I'm saying? So he was called Stormlord, but he's Stormlord now. Stormlord, Psycho Rhyme King. This guy right here, he made an album or whatever over the years. He kind of changed his style up a little bit. I heard his previous work or whatever, But these were the guys that, put the word out, Horrorcore, it was on some next level shit. It was produced by, certain tracks was produced, I think, by DR Period, because it was on this DR Period's label called Next Level or something like that. I don't know if that was his label or not, Next Level. And they consider of the Headless Horsemen, this group called the Punishers, who had a similar style, but their shit was like dungeon style rap and Smooth the Hustler. They had a couple of demos together. You know what I'm saying? They did a couple of demos together with, with the Horsemen, the Punishers. But as far as these guys right here, they made it known, you know what I'm saying? They had live, they did tours or whatever, to promote themselves or whatever, and they featured on a track with the Flatliners, Satanic Verses, you know what I mean? But little is known about this group. Stormlord had this album on his MySpace page, with a white guy promoting, the album on T-shirts or whatever. And some guys who was close to them personally, who was more of a fan of the horrorcore genre, seemed to try to get in touch with them. And they, this EP is out of print, so I want to have this in my collection bag. You know what I'm saying? But this album is out of print, so ain't no telling where I could find this album at. You know what I mean? But these guys right here, spawned the term for what it is now or whatever. So these guys, I would say, the originators of giving it a name. These guys are the Flatliners, but I feel like more of these guys because I was doing my research on these guys heavily, man. And Stormlord had a MySpace page, and of course the Flatliners had a MySpace page when they came back onto the scene with EPs and stuff. I was reading that Stormlord. I was reading, the article or whatever, and he said that Satanic Verses, the track Satanic Verses was supposed to be their song. If you listen to the Satanic Verses track, it's more them, you know what I'm saying? They're just Flatliners, but they all, like he said, they all raised the spirits on that song. And he also said the track Live Evil was supposed to be their shit, but the Flatliners jumped on it. So I'm thinking, like, maybe these guys kind of invented it first. And then, the Flatliners had their own style, but, I don't know. I'm just, speaking on his behalf, you know what I mean? On what he stated from what I read off his MySpace page, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I'm thinking that, Flatliners kind of jump on the bandwagon, but they had their own style, so I'm not going to start no shit. You know what I'm saying? But these guys right here kind of gave it a name, you know what I'm saying? This is a nice, rare album right here that they put out with like 4 or 5 tracks. And it's all on YouTube, you know what I mean? It's all on YouTube. I want to get my hands on this physical gem right here. This lost gem. We had it on Discogs, but it's out of print. You know what I'm saying? Either somebody has it and doesn't want to give it up, or, you know what I'm saying? But, it's crazy because my thing is if you ain't trying to give it up, why have it up there on Discogs for people to, because you can find this picture anywhere, you know what I mean? So these are the founders of the term horrorcore. They gave it a name. They gave the genre a name, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, if I can get my hands on this, I'll be more than likely to definitely do a review on this. You know what I'm saying? But it has tracks like 730 and Nora, We Named the Horror, and a couple of songs. You know what I mean? My favorite track is 730 on here. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know what I mean? But yeah, some bangers on there. I should check it out for those of you who haven't heard of this group, who stuck on Necros and King Gordy's and all of that. That's cool. But you should check this group out. They're worth listening to. Their shit was hard, and at least the world can hear it now on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. It is what it is. So, to ever think if they ever gonna get back together again or whatever, since the Flatliners came back, you had this other rapper, this other MC named Omen 999. He was supposed to come out with an album. He was supposed to be the best, but I stopped checking up on him. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but I stopped checking up on him. So, he's supposed to have some albums out, but like I said, I don't dabble into a lot of hardcore rappers these days. Even I just hear what they got and just glad for that. You know what I'm saying? So. That's all. Just wanted to bring these guys up, you know what I mean? And to the next album review, I'm going. Peace.